always wanted to visit Thailand. I've heard so many good things about the beautiful scenery, the cute and cheap clothes, and all the delicious food. I have never traveled outside of America before, and traveling the world had always been one of my biggest dreams in life. However, this summer I was able to go to Thailand. This trip consisted of me, my boyfriend, and my parents. I've only been on airplanes once, which was when me and my family went to Disney World last year. One of the things that made me overthink the most while planning for our Thailand trip was packing. The suitcase I had bought last year was a cute Juicy Couture suitcase, and I was scared it would crack and break during my trip to Thailand. I needed to make sure I was fully prepared for this trip. I bought compression socks, neck pillows, studied basic Thai, and I watched hundreds of TikTok videos for hours. Based on my research, I was recommended to pack light since it was more efficient for traveling the roads in Thailand. This would mean I was going to pack a carry-on instead of a check-in luggage. The carry-on I decided to buy was this adorable pink suitcase from Bagsmart. I am completely in love with the color pink, so I was very excited to get my suitcase and decorate it with stickers, rhinestones, bows, and make it cutesy. The flight experience was pretty decent. I mostly just slept throughout the whole flight. When we finally landed in Bangkok, I was smacked in the face with the heat and humidity. It was actually crazy. We were dying and melting. My dad was like a fish. He needed water every 5 minutes or else he would not survive. We eventually met up with my cousin who was sweet enough to be our translator and our guide for our 2 weeks there. This was the night where I discovered the wonders of 7-Eleven. My first meal that night was chicken ginger stir fry with white rice. It was straight up gas. I ate that meal like I haven't eaten in 2 days. It was so good. It was the only thing I would get whenever I went to 7-Eleven. We woke up first thing in the morning to go to a shopping mall near the hotel to exchange our US dollars for Thai baht, and y'all, malls in Bangkok go crazy. I mainly went for the shopping and for the food, but the decorations, beautiful. The shops, so cheap and so cute, and the food, immaculate. Icon Siam was the most beautiful mall I have ever seen. I fell in love with the special features of the mall, such as their floating market, the waterfall, and the flower ceiling display. We also got to visit the Chatuchak market and the Nara night market too. We went up north to visit my relatives in the villages. Their air quality was clear and the view was gorgeous. I instantly fell in love with the beauty of the countryside. Although I do prefer living in a place with AC, the countryside was something different for a change. We stayed in a resort by the village, and I would say it was a pretty funny and scary experience. It was us and a few of our relatives sleeping in the resort. The girls and the guys were split up in 2 rooms. We had a big family party to prepare for, so we needed to get a good sleep. There were bugs crawling all over the floors. My cousin, she went to go check out the outside bathrooms and a lizard fell on her hand. I went to wash my face in the bathroom by our room and there was a dead cockroach in the cup. We saw a lizard crawl all over the walls. I slept every night with the towels wrapped around my head. I was not going to let anything crawl in my hair. I would say that I did not fully prepare myself for staying in the village. The bug spray we bought from the States did not save me from being eaten alive by mosquitoes. I cannot stand bugs. The village kind of reminded me of the villages I would see in old Hmong movies with the straw houses, but most of the houses there were made of concrete or something else. I don't know the name of it. There were stray dogs running around the village eating scraps, and they were so cute. Aww. Me and my boyfriend would drop some food on the floor to let one of the dogs eat. I wanted to pet them so bad, but I had to be careful, so I couldn't. My absolute favorite part of the trip was snorkeling. I love having to do anything related to swimming in the water, especially in the ocean. We went to Phuket and the views from the airplane was so pretty. The ocean was gorgeous. Our hotel room was so cute. Our hotel had a rooftop pool that we unfortunately didn't have the time to swim in, but it was gorgeous though. We took a cruise boat to the Phi Phi Islands. I don't really remember what islands we visited, but they had beautiful giant rocks and a beach. The water was a beautiful sapphire blue from the top where we were in a cruise. But when we were inside the water, it was like an emerald green. Oh, it was so beautiful, so breathtaking. We then made our way to the main island, which had the restaurants and stuff. This was the island where we went snorkeling. We had around 45 minutes to snorkel. and it was so much fun. I was so happy that I bought a waterproof phone pouch because I was able to take video footage of the fish and the coral underwater. I was initially super scared of snorkeling because I didn't know if I could just survive with a life jacket. I cannot swim to save my life. But the water was calm and the life jacket helped me stay afloat. If I were to come visit Thailand again, I would 100% come back to snorkel in Phi Phi Island. We also got to go to the Elephant Sanctuary Park to meet the rescued elephants there. Guys, the elephants were so mesmerizing to watch. It was like I was a character in Jurassic Park, seeing a dinosaur for the first time. They were huge and strong. I was blown away. Our guide taught us about why elephants became an endangered species, introduced us to all of the elephants that they rescued, and how to make food for them. It was a super fun experience. And then we got food poisoning. We thought that it was our stomachs feeling discomfort from finally not being able to adjust to the bacteria in a foreign country, but then we got fevers, started vomiting, and if we weren't vomiting, we were having diarrhea. It was really tough. We were dying for a couple of days with no appetite and eager to be back home. That was when I started feeling homesick. We were on the airport to go back home and I started vomiting on the floor. Oh my god, I was so embarrassed. Overall, my trip to Thailand was a chaotic but amazing experience. It was a beautiful country and I would love to go back there again. Thank you for watching this video and I look forward to seeing you again in my next videos.